Imagine watching your own mother leave a store because she couldn't afford to buy what your family needed. Most children would eventually forget that moment. Amancio Ortega never did. That single experience became the promise that drove him to build Zara, one of the biggest fashion companies in the world, and turned a poor teenager into one of the richest people in history. Amancio Ortega was born in a small town in Spain to a humble family. His father worked on the railways and money was always limited. Growing up, Amancio saw firsthand how difficult life could be when every dollar had to be carefully spent. One day, while shopping with his mother, he witnessed something that stayed with him forever. She tried to buy groceries on credit because the family didn't have enough money. The store refused. His mother walked away embarrassed, and young Amancio silently watched the moment unfold. He later said he never wanted his family to experience that feeling again. That moment became the turning point of his life. At just 14 years old, Amancio left school and started working at a local clothing shop. Instead of complaining about his situation, he treated every day as a lesson. He learned how clothes were designed, manufactured, sold, and delivered to customers. While others simply did their jobs, Amancio carefully observed how the entire business worked. He noticed something that bothered him. Fashion companies often took months to bring new designs into stores. By the time customers could buy them, trends had already changed. Most people accepted that as normal. Amancio believed there had to be a better way. Years later, after gaining experience in the clothing industry, he and his wife, Rosalia Mera, began making bathrobes in a small workshop. They worked long hours with very little money, producing garments for other companies. But Amancio wasn't satisfied with simply making clothes for someone else. He wanted to control every step of the process, from designing products to selling them directly to customers. That idea became the foundation of everything. In 1975, he opened the first Zara store in Spain. Unlike traditional clothing companies, Zara didn't produce huge quantities months in advance. Instead, Amancio created a system that allowed designers, factories, and stores to communicate constantly. If customers liked a product, Zara could quickly make more. If something wasn't selling, it disappeared almost immediately. Instead of chasing fashion trends, Zara adapted to them faster than anyone else. Many experts doubted the model. Some believed it was too expensive. Others thought it would never work on a large scale. Competitors continued following the traditional way of doing business. Amancio refused to change his vision. He believed speed was more valuable than predicting the future. Instead of guessing what customers might want 6 months later, he focused on giving them what they wanted right now. That simple idea changed the fashion industry forever. As Zara expanded across Spain and eventually around the world, customers loved that every visit to the store felt different. New styles arrived constantly, encouraging people to come back again and again. The company grew rapidly without relying on expensive advertising campaigns. Instead, Zara invested in better locations, faster production, and listening carefully to customers. Over the next several decades, Zara became the flagship brand of Inditex, one of the largest fashion companies in the world. Thousands of stores opened across Europe, Asia, the Americas, and beyond. The young boy who once watched his mother leave a store embarrassed had built one of the greatest retail businesses in history. Amancio Ortega became one of the richest people on earth. But the lesson from his story isn't about fashion, it isn't about becoming a billionaire, and it isn't about owning thousands of stores. The real lesson is about solving problems faster than everyone else. Most people try to predict the future. Amancio Ortega built his success by responding to the present. He understood that listening to customers and adapting quickly could become a competitive advantage that others couldn't match. The turning point wasn't opening Zara. It wasn't becoming one of the richest people in the world. It wasn't building a global fashion empire. The turning point was the moment Amancio Ortega decided he would never accept that's just how things are. Because the people who change industries aren't always the ones with the biggest ideas. Sometimes they're simply the ones willing to improve what everyone else accepts. And that's the vision that made Amancio Ortega a billionaire. If you enjoyed this story and want to discover the turning points behind the world's most successful people, make sure to subscribe. Every week, we break down the one decision, one habit, or one moment that changed someone's life forever. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.